look-see here. Make sure everything is working. Oh, no, not that one. Hang on. Okay. Wait a minute. All right, just making sure that everything is working across platforms real quick, guys, and then we will dive in. There we go, this one. Okay, cool. All right, just making sure that everything is working across platforms real quick, guys, and then we will dive in. Okay, so let's go ahead and pin. There we go, this one. All right. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do It with Daisy. Working across platforms. Today, we are going to go ahead and prep our healthy meals for the week, or for, you know, to eat later on when I'm not feeling up to making some healthy food. Cool beans. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do It with Daisy. There's going to be an echo. Let me turn that off. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We are going to go ahead and, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Or for, and to eat later on when I'm not feeling up to making. A lot of times I have a hard time deciding what I want to eat. So I asked Waffles to choose for me. She has the talking words buttons, and today she said she wanted some carrots, although she just ate a bunch of raw carrots, so she probably wants hers cooked now. She also said she wanted some green beans, sweet potatoes, and she also said broccoli and zucchini, but those ones are going to be more like light treats that we give her. She was all about the vegetables today. But I do have a recipe that I can meal prep for her that calls for sweet potatoes and carrots and green beans. So I'm going to get that ready, and I'm going to leave all of those things that she asked for out so that I can deliver them to her as treats throughout the day. I do have, if anyone cannot hear me, please let me know so that I can adjust my audio settings. So for waffles food, to get it started, all I need to do is combine the spinach that she's not a super fan of with the hamburger, and it's going to just be cooked all together. So that I can adjust my audio settings. So for waffles food, to get it started, all I need to do is I feel like I put it in a weird that she's not a super fan of, with the hamburger, and it's going to. Y'all ever do that? You put your dishes where they shouldn't go, like a refrigerator instead of a pantry. So for waffles food, to get it started, all I need to do is. All right. So because I'm going to be making her beef, I also want to make myself beef. So we're going to take our steak here that I've cut into 5 slices, and we're going to build royal asada. So because usually I do this a little different. I also want to make because usually I like to wrap the steak around the vegetables, and then I'll crack an egg on top, and that's what makes the asada royal is the egg. But because I'm going to prepare most of these for the freezer, I'm going to leave out the egg so that I can add that in last. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our root vegetables, egg on top, and we're going to put those in the pan. Royal is the egg. However many pans we need is however many pans we need. Most of these for the freezer, I'm going to leave out the egg so that I can add that in. All that now. So let's go ahead and put the root vegetables down first. And then I'm going to add in our other vegetables. I like to mix them up before I add them in because it makes it a little bit easier to distribute everything evenly. All that now. So let's go ahead and root vegetables down first. And then I'm going to add in our other vegetables. I like to mix them up before I add them in. Now for some spices. It a little bit easier to distribute everything evenly. My big ginger up there. Root vegetables down first. I have not refilled my gingers yet, so we're just going to use this big ginger here. I do have whole ginger root in here, so I'm just going to put a little dusting over top of these vegetables. Especially the carrots, because carrots absorb ginger really nicely. I have not refilled my gingers yet, so we're just going to. So that's what we're going to do with that. Here. Okay. I do have whole ginger root in here, so I'm just going to also like cayenne with my beef. So I'm going to grab some cayenne pepper. Especially the carrots, because carrots absorb ginger really nicely. I have not refilled my gingers yet, so we're just going to. So that's what we're going to do with that. Maybe, if I can find it. This is my nutmeg. I do like nutmeg as well on everything. I'm just a nutmeg fiend, so I'm going to put some nutmeg on there. I also like cayenne with my beef, so I'm going to grab some cayenne pepper. A little bit of cayenne. Now, cayenne, you all know that I only work with dog safe ingredients. This is my nutmeg. Cayenne can be dangerous for some dogs because it's not something that will like get their intestines used to. It's not something that's beneficial for them. So if they get into it and eat a lot of it, then it can really cause a lot of inflammation in their digestive tract. However, I've never seen a dog have cayenne and then want more. So it's not something that I worry about in my kitchen. So do also, if they I want to balance out that heat with a little bit of paprika. Really cause a lot of inflammation in their digestive tract. Paprika is 100% for dogs. Like I'm not worried about Waffles getting into paprika. And then want more. And then I want to add a little bit of water to each of these, and I'm going to cover them and put them on the stove on medium heat, and I'm just going to kind of let them do their thing. Oh, thank you for letting me know, Poker Housewife. Look-see here at what is in. I want to add a little bit of water to each of these, and I'm going to cover them. Okay, so open a new tab. This should not be live. Hang on. Good girl. I'm going to delete that one. Yes. You okay, pup? You look like you're trying to dream and that my hair is tickling you. Still showing live. I'm not sure why that is. I have a feeling, I have a little bit of a feeling. Here, I'm going to pin the live that is the legit live stream for my page today. So let's go ahead and pin this. Okay, so I'm not sure why it's still showing as live for a couple seconds on my other platform, but I think that it might have to do with the way that my streaming settings are in OBX. But if I change them, then it's going to stop this stream. And I don't want to risk having it not start and have you guys miss out because I was trying to mess with something. So go ahead and ignore the live on my other platform if you're over there as well. And thank you so much for that update, Poker Housewife. And I will make sure that it's ready to go for next week. Thank you so much for those likes. Oh, I so appreciate that. So let's go ahead, let's add some water to these and we'll go ahead and get them on the stovetop. And then while these are cooking, then I'll come back and I'll explain everything that we do after this point. My lids. Good girl. Just wait, my little one. Mama's cooking everything. Like your vegetables cooked. Oh my gosh, why are you so cute? Come on, guys, we gotta take some footage because Waffles is just being way too cute. Hi, cutie pie. Hi, are you the cutest thing ever? Oh my gosh, you so are. Look at you. Look at your fluffing face. Why is it doing that? Why? Stop, stop. Oh my gosh. I apparently don't know how to work my phone. Oh my gosh. Look at you. Look at you. You're the mom. Hurry the fluff up. Can you look up? Look. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, she's just too cute. How can we not get distracted? Waffles, look at our fans. Not your butt. Here, I'll scratch your butt. Yeah. Here. Head down over here. Yeah. That way our fans can see how fluffy and cute your face is. Look into the camera. How cute is that? Look. Love that geese. Now, if you have a pan with pour spouts, you're going to want to add a little bit more water because that's going to create more ventilation once you have the lid on. Good girl. All right. So now, once everything is done cooking, here, sweetie, mama help. I don't really want you to use your dirty paws scratching your face. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, get those itchies out. Get those itchies out. Is that better? You're welcome. So once everything is finished cooking, you just self-grooming now. Got some stuff in your paws. All right. So once everything is done cooking, then we're going to portion everything into some vacuum seal bags. So I'll put the steak down and then I will put the vegetables on the steak and we're just going to portion those vegetables evenly amongst the 5 steaks. Put them in these guys and then suck all that air out with our handy dandy vacuum sealer. I've got, I think these kind of come in all shapes and sizes, but I like the vacuum bags because there's Ziplocs, there's zip seals, and they're reusable. So I use this guy. Good girl. Waffles does not like the sound of it, so we won't be doing that part live. Thank you. So we won't be doing the part that Waffles has a difficult time with live, but I did do that on our last live stream. So if you need to know how to make a vacuum sealer work, then there is just look on my channel for my previous live stream. Yes, good girl. Yeah. Oh, the squishy scratchies. Oh, the squishy scratchies. For Waffles food, after it's done cooking, then I'm going to mix in some supplements and some fish oil and sunflower seed oil, just the supplements and oils and the amounts of them that have been recommended specifically for her by the veterinary nutritionist at the Farmer's Dog, which is where she gets all of her PhD veterinary nutritionist balanced diets and all of those recipes from is straight from them. So we know that we're not taking unnecessary risks with her nutrition because it's really, really easy to mess up. In fact, 90% of all homemade dog food diets are deficient in some kind of crucial nutrient that is going to have long-term effects on your dog that are pretty negative. So we leave the balancing of the nutrients up to the veterinary nutritionists, and then we just take their advice. So for this particular recipe, that means we're going to be adding sunflower oil, salmon oil, and then the blend of supplements that they have provided for us. So when you sign up for the Farmer's Dog DIY plan, you get these guys in the mail. They come in these little packets. Each of these packets has enough of the supplements for an entire batch of dog food. For Waffles, because she's so big, a batch of dog food lasts 3.5 days. And so we just add this and the recommended oils into her food, mix it up, and then I'll let it cool down before I portion it into individual meals and put it in the freezer and be ready to go. Does anyone have any questions on whether it's how to make homemade dog food, if you've got meal prep questions, portioning, any of that stuff, vacuum sealing? If anyone's got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Our food is definitely still cooking. That's actually going to be cooking for longer than we'll be streaming because they do take a while to cook, especially from the freezer. And that's where I store my meat. Yeah, I'm not a fan of letting food go bad. So I store my meat in the freezer from the day that I bring it home from the grocery store because I know that it's not going to go bad before I get to it, and I don't have to check expiration dates every day. Good girl. Yeah. Take a look at my notes here, see if there was something that I wanted to specifically make sure I told you guys about this recipe or preparation for it. Note it. Good girl. So when I package this up, I'm also going to be adding um, I have some dark pitted cherries in the freezers, and I think I'm going to add those in with it because it'll really round out the flavors and it'll be really nice. When I unpack it, I'm going to want something on the side. I'll probably make some rice or couscous, but since I don't know what I want to put with it just yet, and those are both really, really simple things to make, then I'm going to go ahead and do that part later. Upon thaw, if you will. I'm going to check my official Do It With Daisy cookbook to look at the Royal Asada page and see what I did differently than how I traditionally prepare it. There's lots of recipes in here. Okay. Burritos, yum burgers. Now we're to beef. All right, Royal Asada. Oh, I usually do cilantro and spinach. I did kale this time. Cilantro is not in season, so it didn't look very good at the grocery store. So I'm glad I'm not doing that. I usually do bell peppers. I did mini sweet peppers this time. They have a very similar flavor profile, but I've been buying the mini sweet peppers more often than the bell peppers lately. And I used cayenne instead of chili. So depending on how this turns out, I will probably take some notes in the notes section of my Royal Asada page and um, just make a comment of what I liked that was different. So if this is phenomenal, then I'm definitely going to take a note to do cayenne instead of chili. Um, but the kale versus spinach cilantro is definitely a seasonal thing. So I'll probably add in kale for winter if this turns out as good as I expect it to. And if you want step-by-step instructions on how to make a royal asada, you can check out my tutorials on OnlyFans, and you can also get your copy of the official Do It With Daisy cookbook on Amazon. that there so you guys can see it. Does anyone have any questions? Really about anything, about cooking for dogs, cooking with dogs, our official cookbook. All right, we are going to go ahead and give everyone a couple more minutes to put in any of your questions that you might have, because I don't want to leave anyone high and dry when it comes to answering questions. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to type them out, and then we will go ahead and close out. In the meantime, I will tell you about my cookbook here because I'm super proud of it. Oh, thank you so much, Vanya. Right back at you. Bless you as well. So this is the official Do It With Daisy cookbook. I spent a couple years working on this, compiling all of our recipes. And last year for International Dog Day, we were able to finally do the release of our first edition cookbook. I have lots of fun features in here. So we have of course, we have a table of contents. I did put an introductory letter in there so that you guys know exactly what to expect, the best ways to use the book. Thank you so much for those likes. And then I have safety tips because I know that cooking with your dog is not it's not common. It's not something that many people do. So if it's something that appeals to you, I wanted to make sure that I had some safety tips in here. A lot of them are they're either common sense or mistake or hard lessons learned. You can get the official Do It With Daisy cookbook from Amazon. You can the link itself will depend on your ordering country, but if you just type the official Do It With Daisy cookbook into your search bar, it's going to pull up, this is going to be your first result. And then the next page after safety tips, I went into common dog safe additions. Yeah, she's such a good girl. Good dog, Waffles. She'd taken her little nappies. Oh, I probably shouldn't have pet her. I woke her up a little. So then I added my common dog safe addition. So these are things that I don't necessarily list in the recipes themselves, but I quite commonly just add them to pretty much anything. So peas, super healthy for humans and dogs, and within moderation. You don't want to give your dog so many peas that it completely unbalances their diet, but it is 100% fine to give them up to 10% of their daily calories in any dog safe food. That's what veterinary nutritionists recommend. There are a couple that you can follow on LinkedIn that are very, very transparent about how much human food you should be feeding your dog. And it's not so much the information isn't relayed in a fear-based way, which is wonderful. Thank you so much for those likes, guys. Waffles says hello to you too. And then I also made sure to put a list at the bottom of ingredients that you really want to stay away from if you're cooking with your pet or you're planning on sharing your food with your pet. And of course, like regardless of what you're using, you always want to double check with your personal vet because every animal's own needs are different. Allergies can affect the way that their body absorbs other foods too. So if your dog does have allergies or food sensitivities, make sure that you check with your vet before even giving them a treat that you're unfamiliar with or that they haven't had before. And then this is one of my favorite parts. I put together a shopping list. It's got pretty much everything that you need in order to make the recipes within. So I split it into two groups. There's the essentials. These are everything that I make sure that I always have in my house. So you're really like, if you've got all the essentials, you really can do it with Daisy. And thank you. And then the other ingredient side is just all of the stuff that I like for for either special occasion meals or to fancy up one of the meals in here. Just lots of fun. And then last special feature that I have included in the official Do It With Daisy cookbook is my toxic ingredients and dog safe substitutions page. So basically what I did here is I took the most common foods that are not safe for dogs and I gave you an alternative to use so that even if you're not cooking from this cookbook, if you're cooking from any cookbook and you want to share that meal with your dog, this makes it possible. So if you're cooking something that calls for onions, then you don't want to do that if you're sharing with your dog. Onions and anything in the allium, allium, anything in the onion family that includes onions, garlic, leeks, green onions, all those things, the compound that they share within them kills blood cells in dogs. So you want to stay away from those things if you're cooking with your dogs. Oh, thank you so much, Fania. I appreciate the compliment. And of course, I'm so happy to be able to relay this information for you. And then in the official Do It With Daisy cookbook, you have, I want to say like I put 10 bonus recipes in here. Because this cookbook is broken into 3 parts. There's the bonus recipes and bonus features, and then there's part 1, make food, which is all like really healthy meals that are inspired by the meals that are balanced by Waffles veterinary nutritionist. So it's like way healthier than anything I ate before cooking with her. And then there's the last part is share snacks, which is it's much it's like healthier versions of the snacks that we know and love. So like muffins, I used some different ingredients so that we're not only making sure that they're safe for dogs, and I'm showing you how to make them safe for dogs, but they're a little bit more nutrient dense for us as well. And I also have like dog safe trail mix in there. So it's really like a balance of snacks that you can have for yourself that are just fun and bright and also dog safe. So you don't have to worry about like if you're snacking and I snack while I'm walking around the house, while I'm walking outside, like I snack and move. And I don't want to drop anything on the ground that my dog can't eat. Like I want any crumbs that I drop to be surprise treats for her. So um that would be the what you find in the share snacks section. You will also find some kind of fun things like I have my strawberry balsamic footballs in there that where I teach you how to make a dog safe balsamic substitute and you can make and then I also teach you how to make footballs from strawberries and cheese and basil, and it's a really fun game day snack, but it's also really delicious. Let me see here where that is. Actually, that might be in bonus recipes. Let's see. Well, look at the cool thing is we can find it with our table of contents. So if it's not in with bonus recipes, then we can guarantee it's on snacks. So let's go over to 91. Oh, 91. All right. And then we look in savory. Strawberry balsamic dippers is page 97. 96, 97. All right. So here is our strawberry balsamic dippers. You can see they look like footballs. And they're just our favorite game day snack. Well, okay, that's a lie. My favorite game day snack is my buffalo wings, which, oh my gosh, they're amazing, but they're not healthy. Those ones are not part of our healthy eats. So you won't find those ones in here. That one is definitely an OnlyFans exclusive. But as far as healthy eats, everything that you find in here is going to be healthy for you. And this is a great resource to help you turn any recipe into a dog safe recipe. Let's take a quick look at our food here. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's smelling so good. Oh, this is definitely going to be a winner. Okay, let's go ahead and make a note in here real quick. It's the next page after this. All right, so I'm gonna take a note in here. Remember, every recipe of the official Do It With Daisy cookbook has a really spacious notes section so that you can customize all of these recipes to your own preferences without having to cram all your notes in the margin. So I'm going to write in here for winter, I like cayenne and kale. Oh, that's right. And I also have cabbage in there and red cabbage. Well, technically, like it's purple, but I'm pretty sure they call it red cabbage. Unless they call it purple cabbage and there's actually a red cabbage. That makes no sense though, because cabbage turns red if the pH is correct for red. So why would we call something else red cabbage when we use the purple kind as a pH indicator? Well, that just about does it. Are there any final questions, you guys? Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure that you like this post and you share it with a friend. Comment if you can, and of course, make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of my other content. I've got so much more fun stuff. I promise I can speak. I've got so much more fun stuff to share with you guys. So make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you next week for some more doggone cooking. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.